Hey everyone, Crystal here with Sea Light Candles and Soaps, and we are here with a hot process soap today. So this one here, and I made those cold process, but I needed one to where I could package up at least by next weekend or the weekend after that. So I'm doing it hot process instead of cold process. Hold on, be right back. So we're doing black cedarwood and juniper today. That's a really popular one with the men. And the colors we're doing is the activated charcoal. And then we've got Keelan blue, which is from Nurture Soap. It's a really dark, pretty blue. And then I've got Harold's purple crown from Mad Oils. So our lye is in our crock pot. Let's go ahead and get mixing without my cord being in the way. Alright, that looks really good and thick. So half of the liquid in here is aloe, and that means my soap batter is going to separate like it does with milk soaps, and I'm going to have to use my stick blender to bring it back. I'll have to stick blend it at least 2 to 3 times. And each time I stick blend it, it'll volcano. But when I want it to volcano, because when it volcanoes, then that means the lye is being cooked out. So we want it to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it. It shouldn't take long, maybe 5 minutes. And then the next step is separation. And then once it separates, we'll take our stick blender and then we got to bring it all back together. Aloe soaps cook really fast, just like with milk soaps. If I were to put goat's milk or coconut milk in here, it would cook really fast, just like those. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. I'm not leaving my crock pot. I'll stay right here. But I'm going to turn the camera off just to let it do its thing, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so stay tuned. So I stirred it and it's not separating on me that much. It's still separating a little bit, but not nearly as much as it usually does. So I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm going to go ahead and stick blend it anyway. But this is what it looks like. So it is separating. But, oh, there we go. I just needed to wait a little bit longer. See, over here in the corner, I don't know if y'all can see that, but over this way, and my battery's flashing great. It's separating even more. So I'm going to let it do that, and I'm going to change my battery, and we'll be back. Guys, we're back. So now my battery's changed. Now it's fully separating. As you can see, there's oils floating on the top, and it has completely separated. So now let me make sure my camera angle is okay. Can you guys see? Yeah, you can see. Alright, so we're going to take our stick blender and we're going to stick blend and bring it back. You need a strong stick blender to do this. It'll take a minute, but it'll work. Make sure you have your spatula handy, because it is going to volcano. So we're just taking the stick blender and we're bringing the soap back. We're blending it together. Might not take as long as it did last time. Looks like it's coming together pretty good. Just a little bit, and it's volcanoing. That's what we want it to do. And then we're going to stir it down.
You got a shadow?
Do I got a shadow?
Right there.
Alright, so let's stir it down. Like I said, we're going to have to stick blend a couple times to get it to come back together. But that's not a problem. It's actually going pretty fast this time. And I got my super fats melting, getting ready to go. I usually don't melt them, but I just decided to this time. I did last time too, I think. So look how creamy that is. But we still got to make sure it's completely binded together. So we're going to have to stick blend again. It's a little bit too loose. You want it good and thick. I mean, you want your batter really good and thick. I just said that. I know I did. But so we're stick blending again. Alright. So it's rising again because it's volcanoing. But that's a good thing. It's cooking the lye out. We just don't want it to rise too much. We want to be able to catch it. And this is good and thick. Looks like we might not have to stick blend again, guys. Sometimes you got to do it twice. Sometimes only once. Sometimes 3 times. It just depends on how fast your batter comes back together. So this is like really thick mashed potatoes. That's what we want. Is really thick mashed potato stage. I'm going to get my sides here. Let's see if it's going to volcano again. Looks like it's done. It's done doing that, so that means all the lye is cooked out. So we're just going to stir. And it's really, really thick. It's almost done. You can see it's starting to get glossy. But what we're going to do is we're going to add our super fats and let it cook for a little while. So let me get my super fats. And they're good and hot. So we're stirring our super fats in. Usually I would leave them solid like I told you before, but I just decided to melt them down. And obviously it melted my container, which is crazy. And I know my soap is a funky color, but we're going to be coloring it, so don't worry, it's not going to stay this color. But we do need to let this cook for just about 10 more minutes. And then when we come back, it'll be glossy looking. It's almost to that point now. Alright, so let it cook for about 10 minutes. We'll come back and then we will fragrance and color it. So stay tuned, guys. So we've let it cook and now it's this glossy. It actually looks kind of green, but that's just from the powders that we put in it at the beginning. So what we need to do is turn the crock pot off. Alright guys, so now that it's cooked for a little while, it's got that glassy look to it. See, it's kind of green from, looks green, but that's just because of the powders I put in it when I first started, my oatmeal and my kaolin clay and all that. But don't worry, that's going to change with our colorants. I'm going to check the temperature real quick. It's at 162. So let's stir it just a little bit. And I'm going to get my fragrance ready. We need to stir it just to let some of the heat out. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We need to let some of this heat out because we don't want to burn off our fragrance. So there's that. Now I'm going to measure out my fragrance. Alright guys, I got my fragrance weighed out. I'm just stirring the tapioca starch in it. Making sure it gets dissolved. I put tapioca starch in it because it anchors the fragrance. I always put tapioca starch in my fragrance, always. And ever since I've started doing it, I've not had that much problem with the scent going out of my soaps. It's actually done pretty well using it. So, and it was a tip from one of my subbies, and I'm glad she told me because I couldn't see myself doing my fragrance without it now. So that's at 166, so that's okay. That looks good enough to mix the fragrance. And I'm also going to add a little bit of glycerin to this as I mix the fragrance too. So I'm just trying to get it all out of my little container here. I usually put my glycerin in with my super fats, but I forgot to this time. Okay. So in with the glycerin, and that thing broke. Alright, so we're going to stir it all up. And we're doing black, cedarwood, and juniper is the soap we're doing. I don't know if I remembered to tell you that at the beginning of the cook or not. But oh my gosh, this smells so good. I absolutely love this scent. Love, love, love it. And my customers, the men at the flea market this past couple weeks have been loving it. They've been picking it over any of the other ones. Which the other ones I sold out of those as well, but this one was really popular with the guys. They really like this one. And I've made this both cold process and hot process, and the last time I made it was hot process, so I thought I'd just go ahead and make it again with hot process. My other men's soap that I'm making is all cold process, so I wanted to kind of have a both. And this smells so stinking good. Okay. So let's go ahead and color it now. Get all of that off that I can. And to color it, I'm going to use my spoon. So I'm going to make a hole there. I'm going to make a hole there and make one. I'm going to kind of make it over this way. And then make one here. So I've got 3 holes in my batter. I got one here, here, and here, which that needs to be lifted a little bit. So my first one is going to be my blue. So I'm going to dump it in that corner. And I'm going to get as much of this color out as I can. And we're just going to stir the blue in. Make sure you get down at the bottom. Okay, so there was my blue. Here goes my purple. And the blue and purple can overlap a little bit because blue is already in purple. So make sure you get at the bottom. I hope I made enough purple. And then we'll scoop some out. And here's our black. looks more gray than black, but it's alright. Okay, so we got all our colors mixed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our spatula and I'm just going to mix it up. It's going to give it like a marbling effect. There, and that's all I'm going to mix it, is that right there. Alright, let's get our mold. And I need to find my ladle. And we're going to start putting it in the mold, guys, and this is going to turn out awesome. The technique that I use when I do this, oh my gosh, I love it. And I forgot these little clips, they get in the way more than they help. So I'm going to go ahead and take them off. Alright. So, let's get our spatula and knock off the soap that's on the ladle. Is the phone ringing? Phone's ringing. Go see who it is. Go answer it. Alright, so that's cleaned off. Now we're just going to clean up our... Ooh, that's got a lot of unmixed soap. Let's mix that up. Tell him I'll call him back in just a minute. Alright, so and then I like to take my spatula and just go atop the go across the top, just like that. It gives it kind of a rustic look when I do that. And it ensures that it's even. Alright guys, so that is our black cedarwood and juniper. I am going to put it in the freezer like I do all my hot process soaps. And then we'll give her a cut this evening, guys, so stay tuned for the cut. Crystal here, and we are back to cut our black cedarwood and juniper. It's our hot process. Here's what it looks like. I could have cut this last night, but you guys, I was so tired. I went to bed at like 7 o'clock, which that means since I went to bed so early, I woke up at the crack of dawn. It is now 6:30 in the morning, and I have been up since 5. So, I wanted to go ahead and get this cut. Let me tighten my wire here. Can you make sure you guys can see? Okay. Alright, so let's get an end piece. Alright, so there's what the end piece looks like. So we got a little bit of uncolored right there, and you can see kind of the marbling effect a little bit. See the purple here and the blue here. Here's a little bit of the black. The purple is a really dark purple, and when I mixed it, it kind of mixed it, listen to me, it mixed together with the blue and the black, so it's not really, you can't really tell. This is a men's soap. It's a black cedarwood and juniper, so the men's not going to be upset that there's purple in there. You can barely see it. It's really just a contrast against the blue. But you can see a little bit of the uncolored portion. I tried to get most of it colored, but when you do that type of swirl, it's kind of hard to get all of them like that. But I'm really liking this. I like how it turned out. I like how the black and purple and blue kind of came together. Kind of looks like the midnight sky, really. But I think it's neat. I was needing a men's soap in a flash because I sold out of all my men's soaps. So I thought, well, I'll just do this one again in the hot process so I'll be able to use it sooner. And then I've got my other men's soap I did is cold process, so they got a cure. I just did one last night, and I named it Southern Gentleman. And oh my gosh, you guys, it smells so good. It was my own scent blend. And I never would have thought to put these two scents together. But when I did, it was like magic happened. It was awesome. So, that one, I can already tell that one's going to be a good seller once it cures. Because it does smell that good. And it's got patchouli in it, and a lot of people love patchouli. Yeah, but so that's what this one looks like. It's kind of got a marbling effect a little bit. But that's what I was going for. I wanted it to be kind of spread out like that. Last two cuts. Last cut in an end piece. Alright guys, so that's how it turned out. So that was my black cedarwood and juniper. If you like this video, please do subscribe and hit the like button. And of course comment. You all know I love it when you comment. I'll write back to you. Makes my day. Alright guys, I got an idea for another soap today. I got one that I need to cut, which is the one I just told you about, the Southern Gentleman. I gotta get it cut. But it's still in the mold, and I've touched it, and it's still a little tacky, so I'm going to leave it for a while. I did make it last night, so it's really not time to take it out yet. Alright guys, to the next video. Bye-bye.